Hello whiskey enthusiasts, and welcome back to Whisky Club Canada. Today we're diving deep into the heart of Scarabus single malt Scotch. So if you're into Islay Scotch, this is an episode you won't want to miss. Thank you for being here, and as always, I'm your host Clayton, and if you have a Scarabus on your shelf, pour yourself one and follow along. I'll do the talking, we'll both do the tasting. But before we dive into the tasting experience, let's explore the story behind Scarabus. Named after a mystical bay on the Isle of Islay, Scarabus carries with it the rich history and tradition of this famed whiskey producing region. Like the region it comes from, Scarabus in Old Norse means rocky place, and this Scotch is a product of independent bottler Hunter Lang. Now, Hunter Lang buys whiskeys from distilleries, rebottles it, and calls it their own, so where this sourced whiskey is from an undisclosed distiller. Before I bought this, I was intrigued by the story behind the whiskey, or lack thereof, and I felt that I needed to try it. The bottle has this great embossed gold label on it, and the dark bottle hides the color from you. This is a peated Islay Scotch at 46%, although there is a cask strength version that I have not seen yet in Canada or the US. And although this is not an age statement whiskey, there is a 10-year Scarabus that is out there again. I haven't seen it in Canada or the US either. Price range, in Canada this bottle was about $90, and it came out as a limited release. In the US it's about $36 and a limited release, I think, to Total Wine only. It is non-chill filtered and has no artificial coloring. Now with Islay single malts, we can expect peat and sea salt, so let's see how the Scarabus does. On the nose, definitely peat, definitely salt water, some vanilla, not very sweet though, not overpowering. You know, the peat's there, but the alcohol's not strong. No burning feeling. Pretty mild for an Islay. For those who aren't experienced with Islay or peated whiskey, it may be difficult to start. My first call Islay was a rough beginning to peated whiskey, and I couldn't get the thought of a cigarette butt being dropped into my perfectly good whiskey. Every time I put it up to my nose, I had to consciously push past the smoke to take a sip. But the more I try different whiskeys, the more I'm open to them, and peated whiskeys are slowly climbing up my favorite list. They're trying to teach you about them, and you need to practice to get a better understanding of them. Let's try the palate. Yeah, salt water, some vanilla, some like cooked or stewed fruit maybe, a little bit of oak char. Hey, while we're here, enjoying the quiet of the tasting, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you like what we're doing, we'd love the support. Click the bell as well to get alerts of any new videos. We'd appreciate the support. The finish hangs around pretty good. Definitely a little bit oily, but definitely lingering smoke, some caramel. Yeah, it's pretty mild for a peated whiskey. It would probably be a good introduction. It's an interesting peated whiskey, although in its form from an undisclosed distillery, rumor has it that it could be a Cull Islay. So you might want to compare it side by side if you have one on your shelf. See what you think. It seems a little bit young, so it won't be exact, but you might be able to see some similarities between the two. I've heard some other rumors, but the Cull Islay seems to be the reoccurring one that kind of comes up regarding this one. If you can get it in the US for about $36, it's well worth it for an Islay whiskey. That's a bit of a steal, and it would be a great introductory whiskey for somebody that wants to get into peated whiskey. As for Canada at $90, it was pretty steep. And it's a good Islay, but I don't think it's $90 good. So definitely keep, if you can find it for a good price, try it. If you like Islay or you're getting introductory into smoky whiskeys, definitely this is one that you might want to try. So that concludes our review. Just remember, keep exploring, keep tasting, and we'll see you next time on Whisky Club Canada. Cheers.